Welcome to our sixth letter to the churches. This one, the letter to the church in Philadelphia in Revelation 3, verses 7 to 13. Now, the city of Philadelphia had just been rebuilt following a severe earthquake several decades before. And I wonder if we see this reality reflected in the letter with similar language like placing an open door and the victorious one being made a pillar and a reference to the city of God being the New Jerusalem, just like this was in many ways the New Philadelphia. So there's that imagery there, and there's a bit of background to that. That's not the main focus of the letter, but it's something interesting that is present in it. So let's take a moment and read the letter. To the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these are the words of him who is holy and true, who holds the key of David. What he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open. I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength. You have kept my word and have not denied my name. I will make those who are the synagogue of Satan, who claim to be Jews though they are not, but are liars, I will make them come and fall down at your feet and acknowledge that I have loved you. Since you have kept my command to endure patiently, I will also keep you from the hour of trial that's going to come on the whole world to test the inhabitants of the earth. I am coming soon. Hold on to what you have so that no one will take your crown. The one who is victorious I will make a pillar in the temple of my God. Never again will they leave it. I will write on them the name of my God and the name of the city of my God, the New Jerusalem, which is coming down out of heaven from my God. And I also write on them my new name. Whoever has ears, let them hear what the Spirit says to the churches. So this letter starts as being from the one who is holy and true and holds the key of David. Now this key is mentioned in Isaiah 2 and references a palace administrator who had the ability to bring people into the presence of the king or keep them out. So that Christ has the key of David is saying Christ controls who has access to God and who does not. So that Christ then is placed before the Philadelphians an open door is huge. The door is open. No one can shut it. The way is there for these people who have little strength left, but have kept the word of Christ and not denied him. The path for them is as easy as it can be. They are told that those who are part of the synagogue of Satan, that which is opposed to Jesus, will be made to fall down at their feet. This is an act of submission. And in that submission, they will acknowledge Jesus' love for the people in Philadelphia. This church in Philadelphia has not denied Jesus at all, and now others, those who in fact oppose Jesus and seem to be a part of the challenges and problems, will proclaim Jesus' love for these people. Those in Philadelphia would be blessed to hear this. And then they're also told they're going to be kept from the hour of trial coming on the world. In other words, they've suffered enough. Jesus sees the suffering. Jesus sees the heartache, and he's showing grace and mercy to them for their faithfulness. And Jesus affirms then that he's coming soon. Again, an encouragement to the people in Philadelphia who are struggling with the circumstances they're in, persevering, to know Jesus is coming soon. Hold on to what you have. And he tells them no one can take your crown. And that's that victor's crown that Jesus gives. And they're told they'd be made pillars in the temple. Now, the temple is the place where God was present in the Old Testament. And unlike the tabernacle that moved with Israel, the temple was built in a permanent location and it had pillars. So the image of being made pillars is a promise that they would live forever in God's presence. What a promise and encouragement to those who are suffering. And the encouragement continues when they're told that they will be inscribed with the name of God. More specifically, the name of God, the name of the New Jerusalem, and the new name for Jesus. These new names reference the new status for Jesus as a glorified Christ in heaven. But writing a name signifies ownership. These people are owned by God. They are his. And also of note, in the Old Testament, only the high priest bore God's name, which was inscribed on a gold band on a turban. And the priests were those who lived in the presence of God in the temple at times. They were the ones who interceded for the people to God. So this image of being written on means the people of this church will be priests. They don't need an intercessor, and they are in the presence of God. Those who live in the presence of God will have direct access to the triune God. But they also means that they bear the name for others to see. They also represent God faithfully in this world. For those beaten down in this world, to know that there's a bigger purpose and plan, and God knows their struggles and will give them an incredible reward, would be encouraging them to continue forward in faithfulness, to have a bigger picture and give some context to the suffering that they're enduring. And I hope the promise of God's grace and love for us moves us forward in faithfulness to God as well, representing Him to the world so others can know the truth of who the triune God is. Thanks for joining us for this session, and we'll see you next time.